we're about to do our Christmas. Oh my god. I did that earlier. This is our New Year's Eve Ask Your Guides Oracle Pool. And I'm so excited. Oh, my daughter's over here. She's bedazzling. So I would get, like, I've had chronic migraines since I was in middle school, I think. And so I always carry a bottle of Excedrin migraine just in case I need it. And she wanted to bedazzle something for me, you know, something special. And she wanted to do my water thing, but well, you know what I mean? Like, if that gets in the dishwasher, or she wanted to do something on my keys, or what else that she was talking about doing. I was like, let's do something that I'm going to use, you know, that I'll use all the time. And I was like, here's my Excedrin bottle. So she's bedazzling it. You can see when it's done. Here, I'll show you. Anyways, I hope y'all are having a good day. It's Tuesday, and it's New Year's Eve. I have my journal right here. I'll show y'all because it's cute. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just a plain journal. But, it's orange. So red, orange, and yellow used to be my favorite colors. And this is a little random. Now my favorite color is pink. But it's funny because my water bottle is red, and then this is like solid orange. And I'm not going to tell you what color she's doing now. No, I just said what my colors are. So they don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling, but I hope that you're setting your intentions. Last night was a new moon, so I hope you're setting your intentions for the new year, all your goals and wishes and dreams, and writing them on down so that you can start checking them off and start doing them and doing the things to get those things done. You know what I mean? So we are going to ask our guides. We're going to ask our guides to tell us what... Oh, no. I didn't even get to ask. It just flipped one out. Oh. There's a chair. There's a chair right here. Ow. You're going to do it again. Go back up. Oh, okay. So this one we actually did yesterday. But this is support, which is so good. That goes with everything we've been talking about. Number 4. Why is my throat like that? Throat chakra. I wear lapis lazuli right here for my throat chakra, by the way. So number 4 is support. And this is your guardian angel guide. I love it. Okay, so for support, assistance, backup, reinforcement, aid. You are not meant to face life alone. Your guardian angel reminds you that as a divine child of the universe, you are always deeply loved and greatly supported. However, your angel can only do so much without your permission. Even though your guardian angel is on duty and works nonstop around the clock to keep you safe and protected, if your free will leads you to the opposite direction, your guardian angel must step aside and respect your choices. Your guardian angel wants you to know that spiritual forces are ready to help you the minute that you ask. Where in your life do you need more love and support right now? Be clear, be specific, and vocal. Ask out loud for your guardian angel's help. You can ask for help in both big and little matters. Your guardian angel and all your other angels are available to help you all the time. They want to bring you more ease and joy and reduce your stress and worry. They love making life easier for you. Be sure you thank your angels for their help. The more you thank your angels for their support, the more ready they will assist you. You will see. Guardian angel's message to you is ask for all the help that you need and more. Your guardian angel will help you with infinite love and joy. Let them. That is so good. How beautiful. Your guardian angel. there to help you and love you. But we have free will, so you have to ask. You have to ask for the help. But all you have to do is ask, and you will receive it. Turn that stupid fat rat yellow. Okay, now we're going to do your inner child. I put on Harry Potter, the first one. So just Harry Potter. I know. Okay, guys, we're doing our inner child oracle. So what does my collective need to hear? What does the soul tribe need to hear for their journey? Let me shuffle one more time. All right. So what does our collective soul tribe need to hear for their inner child? Oh. Let love guide you. Choose to see the good in the world today. I think I already did this card. I want to do a different one. I mean, maybe we need to hear that again. But let's just see. What does our collective soul tribe need to hear for our inner child? What do we need to hear? If I'm not getting another one, maybe that's what we need to hear. I'm trying not to repeat cards so that we can get through the deck, you know? You want to see what? That's not nice. What do we need to hear? Disappointment is not the end. That's what I'm saying. These are so pretty. Even the backs are pretty. Okay, we're going to do this one. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. That's so beautiful. This is number 10. Okay. So disappointment is not the end. Disappointment can be a difficult emotion to experience, and afterward it can be hard to have hope again. It is okay to be disappointed. Disappointment is an aspect of life that is inevitable, and being human is a messy journey, full of twists and turns. We do the best we can with knowledge we have, but not everything turns out as we hope. In truth, no disappointment or mistakes make us any less of the beautiful, wonderful people that we are. If you have pulled this card, it might be a sign that the fear of disappointment is hindering your path. Practice courage and acceptance. There's always hope, beloved, and happiness is waiting for you just ahead. Acceptance exercise. If you feel fear around disappointment or have experienced disappointment, then it might be good to practice developing acceptance around it. Oh, confirmation verb. If we are unable to accept that a disappointment has occurred, it can cause prolonged pain. By avoiding the reality of our disappointment, it may feel as though we are protecting ourselves from pain, but it will ultimately hinder our ability to go after what we desire in the future. Try to accept that disappointments will come and go, and know that you are strong enough to try again. Do not let disappointment or the fear of being disappointed stop you from living your glorious life. Responsive journaling prompt is: when you think about disappointment, how does it feel in your body? Do you experience a feeling of anxiety or fear? Ask your inner child how they feel about disappointment, and if there's anything you can do to help them feel more accepted and loved around disappointments. That's a good one. Okay, now let's get to the next chapter in our book. It's this is how you find the confidence to pursue what you really love. So this is for every person who finds themselves staring wide-eyed at the prospect of their dreams while their chest sinks as they become overwhelmed with doubt, with dread, with fear that this feeling might be a sign not to move forward. Excuse me. This is for every person whose thoughts are imagined echoes of what the world might say, all of which ultimately circles back to the same sentiment. Who are you to do this? Maybe you're young and you're learning. Maybe you're not so young and you have an established career that's a safe bet to a fast and easy retirement. Maybe you're switching fields entirely. Maybe you're trying something completely new. Maybe you're finally getting the courage to share what you've been creating and dreaming of since you were doing it alone in your childhood bedroom. No matter where these words may find you on your journey, they are for you if there's something deep within you calling you to your future, and an overwhelming doubt trying to keep you stuck right where you are. You need to look around, not not at the greats, not at your idols. Comparing yourself with them will only ever make you feel small and unworthy. Instead of measuring yourself by this standard, consider their success a proof of what's possible, and then look beside you. Watch your peers. See what those around you are doing. Notice how any artists are creating and building businesses born of their passions. Watch how many writers are crafting poems, how many coaches are leading their clients, how many classes are selling, how education is moving, how art is being purchased and displayed. The world we live in today makes things possible that were completely impossible just a few years ago. People want to support you. They want to learn from you. They want to grow with you. You are part of the ecosystem you already fit in. If you watch those beside you for long enough, what you'll notice is that those who are steadfast in the life of their deepest longing aren't necessarily the most gifted, the most outrageously talented, or the most perfect at their craft. What they are is just a few steps ahead of you because they showed up consistently during the time you spent wondering if you should. When we are too good at something, our practice of it often devolves into mania and madness. We become consumed with it. Our sense of importance eclipses the work itself, and we render ourselves paralyzed. You don't need to, oh my gosh. You don't need to be this way. It doesn't have to look like this. Those idols you're in the shadow of, they had day jobs. The people who lived long, fulfilling lives pursuing what they truly love didn't always make their income from it, or even a lot of money from it. Others did and do. Either way, you don't need to measure your worthiness as an artist or a creator or an entrepreneur or seeker by the level at which your commitment overshadows all else. Showing up is what makes your work worthwhile. Showing up is what creates your worth. Showing up and allowing is what makes you your best product. It is not comparisons of expertise. It is not complexity or realism. Oh my gosh, my throat. Hold on. She's just over here making fun of me. It is not who has the hottest, quickest take. It is not who is successful fastest or who is most front-facing about it. It is not about the few people who can create absolute masterpieces of their work and their lives, but the many who are willing to show up and do the best that they can, create what inspires them and makes them feel and think, who prove that often what we want to share and consume is more about what resonates on a human level than what's so impressive. It becomes compelling. The art on walls of museums is without question extraordinary, but it isn't often on the walls of our homes. And it's not because of the price, because one could get a print or a similar edition. What's on the walls in our homes are the messages that speak to us. That's what's on people's bookshelves. That's what's in their reading queue. That's what they share with those they love. That's what they choose to pursue. That's what they choose to purchase. That's what they choose to engage with. You do not have to be a fine artist to be worthy of pursuing what you love. You do not need to be a best-selling author. You don't need to be on television. You don't need to be a household name. You don't need to write the next novel that's studied in classrooms around the country. You do not need to be the most impressive, elusive, untouchable. You do not need a huge audience. You do not need a lot of people to believe in your ability. All you need is the willingness to create something that is authentic and true and moving to you. Something that lifts you out of your human experience and into another. Something that makes sense of the past, clears your perception of the future, makes your experience the same emotions you did when you first fell in love, or learned to let go, or felt completely at all, or inspired, or at peace. That is what should arrive into the hands of your fellow human beings. If you are looking for permission to do what you love, if you are seeking the confidence to pursue what you would like to spend your days doing, what you're really asking for is whether or not you're good enough to be worth people's time. So know this, people want to hear stories that sound like their own. They want to read work that meets them precisely where they are. They want to collect and consume that which makes them feel understood. They want to see outside of them a little piece of what's within them. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. That's so beautiful. And the only way you can create that for other people is to pull out a sliver of your soul and put it on paper. That's so beautiful. That's all. Oh my gosh. It's easy to buy into the idea that what we were exposed to as good growing up and in school is entirely of what goodness is. That good is typically defined by a very specific and archaic measure. It is also handpicked by those who probably have an agenda. It is not comprehensive. It is not representative. It usually doesn't speak to the people the way it might have 100 years ago. The art we need today is different because we don't need to create in order to prove something about our own talent anymore. Instead, we can create to share energy. We can create to express experience. We can create to make people feel heard and understood. We can create to heal ourselves and extend that healing outward. If you are looking for a sign, looking for something to convince you that you are enough for your own destiny, you will have to start with the first emboldening thing, which is to feel your life from the inside instead of perceiving it from the outside. You will have to start to deconstruct the way you have lived prior to this moment. Because if you're like most people, the majority of what you do and choose and believe in your own vision is actually a copy of someone else's, a means to no end, and the end is always connection. You will have to decide that living in accordance with your innermost truth is your top priority, for which anything can be risked and everything must. You will have to decide the extent of which you are willing to meet your soul at the mountaintop. How far are you willing to climb, and how much you will care, and how deeply you will commit to the work. Because this is work. You will have to say goodbye to certainties. 5-year plans, regular paychecks, easy explanations about what you do. The things that make people feel less fear, but not more alive. You will have to draft a vision for what you could see in your life becoming. You will need to be ambitious, because if you're going to go for it, you need to go all the way. While you're doing this, you will need to remove any pieces of the vision that are contingent upon trying to prove your worth to someone who might want to work with you. Your worth is your own to share and for the world to see. No more playing mind games with yourself. You will have to become a perpetual student. You will have to learn about business, even if you're an artist. You will have to learn about art, even if you're a business owner. You will have to determine where to create your platform, how to weave together your community, where your presence would be most impactful, and how. You will have to figure out the ecosystem that will become your life, the ways in which you will create and share, and then allow your work to ripple outward and into infinitely more. You will have to start where you are. You will have to be humbled. You will have to stop knocking at the door and build your own hallway. You will have to test and try and change things. Your first approach won't be your last. You will have to be willing to throw spaghetti at the wall more times than you think you should. You will have to be willing to hold to fold, not because something isn't working, but because something else could work better. You will have to reinvent your self-image. You will have to become the kind of person who makes a living doing what they love, not an amateur trying to see if they could maybe get it by. You will have to stop asking for permission. You will have to stop thinking one person's perspective of you is the sum of who you are. You will have to show up again and again and again. You will have to create again, again, and again. And then you will have to watch for what arrives and what remains. Watch for what works. Wait for what is effortless. Keep going until you get to the point where the slightest bit of your effort reaps a large reward. And then keep going. Keep going. You are going to have to do the things that other people are unwilling to do. You are going to have to stop being afraid of fluctuating income or credit card debt or bad reviews or looking dumb or staying cool or pretending like you don't care. You are going to have to care. You are going to have to believe in your vision until someone else does. You will have to hold a torch for yourself first. You will have to learn that we do not spontaneously find the courage to pursue what we love one day. We sense an urge and a hunch, a small desire to take one step in the direction of our dreams. Then you keep going, even in the face of doubt and speculation. Then we pursue with wild, open hearts, with total abandon. We complete commitment. The confidence you are looking for will not arrive until you begin. It will not come from mental gymnastics, comparisons, or delusions about your importance. It'll come from the simple virtue of being someone who is willing to risk it all in order to live a life that feels most true to them, to create something that they care about, and hope someone else might care about it too. That's all. That's the story for us all, every last one. You don't need to find confidence to pursue what you really love. You just have to be willing to start. Then you will also need to be willing to stop. Overcorrecting is the opposite of creativity. Overworking is not aspirational, it's an escape mechanism. What nobody tells you is the passion and obsession are entryways to one another. You will walk a fine line every day. What nobody tells you is that doing what you love heightens your sensitivity to your work in a way that you are always a bit in denial. Disapproval hurts in a soul-clenching kind of way because you care, even if it's hard to admit you care. You care, oh my god, confirmation burp. You care because this is more than a job. You care because this is more than just a means to an end. These are your most vulnerable pieces. This is who you are. What nobody tells you is that doing what you love almost always means doing a lot of other stuff to pay the bills so that you can carve out a space and buy back the time to create freely and with abandon and in perfect alignment with what you want to become. What nobody tells you about doing what you love is that uncertainty holds more people back than talent, or lack thereof, ever could. What nobody tells you is that consistently outpaces talent. What nobody tells you is that when you marry the two together, doing what comes effortlessly as often as you can, you hit your stride. What nobody tells you is that the security is an illusion, one that most people have bought into. There are no safe jobs, paths, choices, and if there were, pursuing your dreams and having multiple forms of income would probably be safer anyway. They don't teach you that part in school. What nobody tells you about doing what you love is that you have to learn where to source your creativity from. Because where most people begin is with their deepest pain, and where they end is the burnout. What nobody tells you is that you will have to strengthen your creativity muscle to the point that you can both work but remain relatively detached. What nobody tells you is that it's the attachment that hurts. It's the expectation, the expectation of what it should be or would be and by when. Because for all the unknowns, for all the vulnerability, for all the days you spend staring at the path and not knowing what could be ahead. What nobody tells you is that it's worth it. Every last bit. It's worth it to exchange an illusion of security for the reality of living the way you want, regaining at least some pieces of your life, at least just going for it, at least just trying. Trying is more than what people are willing to do anyway. Nobody knows what's next. What nobody tells you is that making money from what you love isn't selling out. It's letting your soul support you and fuel you. It's accepting that we all need income to live, and if we can do it through our passion, that's great. What nobody tells you is that though it might be outside the norm, you're not completely an outlier. More people than you can imagine are pursuing similar paths. You're not alone. You never have been. You're not a unicorn. Aw. Instead of letting your ego get hurt by this, embrace it. Connect with others going the same way. What nobody tells you is that your hardest part will be figuring out how to structure your day now that it's all up to you. This requires discipline. It requires vision. It requires commitment. It requires a lot of self-imposed structure. It is hard at first, then it becomes more freeing over time. What nobody tells you is that this is not the easy way out. This is not necessarily how you opt into a life without any struggle. It's just doing something that makes the struggle worth it. That is so good. That was a long chapter. I didn't realize how long it was. But that was so good, and I needed to hear it. So I love it. Thank you. I hope that helps somebody. What we're going to read tomorrow is read this if you're on the brink of a breakthrough but are afraid to take the leap. So I'm going to leave it here. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me and sharing your energy and your time. And I love you so much. And it's New Year's Eve. So I will see you next year. Love you. Bye.